Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the quarterfinals in the Perth Sevens. This one, a massive contest. Fiji versus South Africa. Now, I should mention we have already seen two sides make their way through to the quarterfinals, that being Ireland and also Argentina. But both of these two sides easily could have been finalists in the Perth Sevens. Fiji getting 3 successful wins. In fact, is that correct? Or did they lose to New Zealand in their most recent game? No, they did get themselves the win in the last moment. My apologies. Torio Valawa, of course, being able to get that last minute try. But for the South Africans, they've had a little bit of a rocky road to get to this point. But they are still going, still determined to walk away with a victory here. So, for the Fijians in their starting lineup, it is Josefa Talatholo. Alongside him, Filippo Bukearo, Sivu Mothinothangi, Jeremiah Matana, Punipati Loganamasi, Kimaneli Rasaku, and Waisia Natungu, the last man in the Fijian starting side. For the South Africans, it is Kewin Nokia, Ryan Oosterhuizen, Masande Machale, Shilton van Vick, Sylvan Davids, Zane Davids, and also Ricardo James Duarte. And I have to say, since seeing that man back on the circuit, he always brings the excitement for these South Africans, and this one is going to be no different. Of course, South Africa suffering just the one defeat during the group stage that was up against the Argentines, but they now have redemption on the cards if they are able to win this game and progress further in this competition. I think that this is going to be a hard-hitting affair, and it is extremely hard to be able to determine who is going to get themselves the victory. I can't wait to see who it is. Bullavanaka, mate, almost Super Rugby time. Can't wait for some commentary up the Blues, says James Martin, and I am very much looking forward to the Super Rugby comp. Also, the Six Nations starting next weekend. We are covering all those games on the channel as well. Fiji better thrash South Africa, says Simran, before lockdown in 2021. Says Damien McKenzie. Hopefully South Africa will trash Fiji, says Helen Howe. But Ruben Keane, the man in charge of this contest, ladies and gentlemen, if you are excited for this match, do also let me know your score predictions in the comments, how far you think these two sides will go in the competition as well. But nonetheless, we are just about underway. Selvin Davids, the experienced head, alongside Zane Davids in the starting lineup, but it will be the Fijians who are kicking off from right to left. And ladies and gentlemen, the quarterfinals is underway. Fiji almost able to retain their kickoff from Loganamasi, but there was the knock on, so they will go back for the scrum now in favour of the Blitzboks. Now, we are only a few seconds in to the contest, and already there was half a chance for Fiji to be able to retain, something that they do very well. South Africa are the same, though. They are able to retain those kickoffs when it is needed. Fiji versus South Africa, my bad. Says Damien McKenzie's in greeting people. Hey there, Hamish. Says Charles, it is absolutely awesome to see you here, Charles. Should mention, we are doing the URC a little bit later on tonight between the Bulls and the Lions. That is at 2 a.m. New Zealand time. Be sure not to miss it. Ricardo James Duarte going to the short side, actually deciding to opt for the kicking option rather than running the ball. Logan Amasi takes it inside of the 22 big fender, Ricardo James Duarte, who hasn't been able to catch the Fijian defender. This looks like a serious injury here. Kewin Nokia is on one leg. He has done something to his right knee. Now, unfortunately for the South Africans, it's going to leave them exposed at the back. He's trying to hop around, but hopping will not catch a Fijian on a flying line break. Josefa Talatholo hangs on to the ball, gets it off to Kimaneli Rasaku. I feel bad for Kewin Nokia because they're going to go to his wing here, Fiji, as they've noticed that there is the chance. In fact, no, that's fair play from Fiji. They've actually not passed it out wide to go to Kewin Nokia's wing. That is, I guess, that respect as well as just the, I guess, not gamesman. Oh, why have they given him the ball? He's on one leg. Now Shilton van Wyk kicks it downfield, realising the mistake he's made. It's curling. It's going to be close to a 50-22, although I don't believe they have them in sevens. Ball offloaded on the inside from Fiji. Kewin Nokia just wants this game to stop, but both sides want to keep it going. Josefa Talatholo getting taken down again, leaving that ball. Machali's played it on the ground, and the penalty does go the way of the Flying Fijians. Now, I believe, yes, they have taken that quick tap. South Africa unable to make that change, and now it looks like Fiji will go out towards that wing. Jeremiah Matana tackle well. Rhino stays and knocking the ball on. It is a scrum, and now they will be able to make that change of Kua Nokia, but some nervous moments there for the South Africans having to try and defend with 6 men on the field. And unfortunately for Kua Nokia, whatever this is looks relatively serious. He can hardly bend his leg. In fact, I think it's locked in place. Oh, yeah, nah, that's the hamstring. The way that he has just stopped there, I thought it was knee, but the hamstring has gone out when he was chasing that kick of Ricardo James Duarte. And now it means that the South Africans have to make the early change. And Tosa come on Fiji on the block to win by 7 points. And Hoppen, I won't catch a Fijian, says I know it certainly wouldn't. But I do have to say once again, like, Fiji, they could have easily gone to that wing. They knew he was limping, but instead they decided to try and run it up the middle and actually shifted it to the other side. So they didn't want to score a try in that fashion, and I feel like that just shows the kind of competitors that Fiji are. There was a big shot from Machali. Ball has been kicked away, so Fiji do get themselves the penalty. Better hammy, or injured hammy better than a knee. That is true, although it still won't feel too nice for Kua Nokia. They now send it out to the wing that Nokia is no longer on. Offload away to Jeremiah Matana. And it's given to Shilton Van Wyk. Just keeps it in the field of play. Zane Davids taken down by Josefa Talatholo. Now the Blitzboks shifting it away to the left-hand side. Machale breaks through one tackle, gets it out wide. Here comes Rhino Stahazen. Bumping through 2 tackles, but Logan Amasi alongside Kimaneli Rasaku are able to stop him. Selvin Davids crossed to Shilton Van Wyk, got some great pace on him, but he has been taken out as he kicks that ball downfield. Josefa Talatholo almost knocks the ball on, so it is going to be play on. Player leaving his feet in Ricardo James Duarte. They are honourable competitors, says Honoi. And now Logan Amasi taking the quick tap. Although Fiji, I think they're regretting it now. They've given the ball away to South Africa. I'm not sure why they didn't just take that kick for the touchline and then work their way down the field. Instead, now they find themselves on defence. Selvin Davids showing off his pace. Ryan Oosterhuizen in the corner scores it. And Fiji making a critical error just out from their own try line, deciding to quick tap when they weren't set one bit. And it's cost them a try early on. South Africa get on the board for the first time. And in this quarterfinal, but Logan Amasi, I believe it was actually he who took the quick tap. He was then tackled, and from there it just went backwards for the Fijians, giving the ball straight back to Shilton Van Wyk, and then Oosterhuizen for the corner, puts the ball down. South Africa will take the lead now in this matchup, and you can see the passion on the face of a few of the supporters. I believe that is a Springbok supporter, I think that was. And he stands. Kick has missed though, so the score will remain at 5 points to 0. Bok says Helen Howe. Now Selvin Davids to kick this one off. Does go high. This is something that South Africa have done multiple times. And Ryan Oosterhuizen retains the ball there. Oh, that's tackle without the ball, but it is a knock-on advantage against the Fijians. So South Africa will once more have themselves the scrum. Who you got, USA or Oz? I honestly think Australia at home should get the job done, but that's not to guarantee that they will. It's a very tricky game. And all it takes is 14 minutes and you can turn a game around. So I think that there's a decent chance that we could see some decent work from the USA and maybe it go right down to the wire. Now 1 minute 30 remaining in the half, ladies and gents. Is Perry Baker back? I don't believe so. I think he's still missing for the USA. Ricardo James Duarte with 90 seconds left on the clock for the first 7. Going off to the left-hand side, Selvin Davids sells the dummy, runs himself, bumped off the one big tackle to Jeremiah Matana, the chip and chase from Selvin Davids, but the ball does not sit up for him. Instead, it is claimed by Kimaneli Rasaku, who was high tackled, and the penalty now goes the way of Fiji. They take the quick tap, but once again, they're not really set to be able to attack. They've gone off to this left-hand side, and now Taria Vailawa. See that he has already made his way onto the field. I'm not too sure who he has replaced, but it was a good play. Another penalty goes the way of the Fijians. It was for Ricardo James Duarte playing the ball on the ground, or at least being stuck in the breakdown. Now this time they will kick it for touch. Maybe it was just more of the case of them, the Fijians, that is not having a man who can kick the ball out. Although, to be fair, oh no, actually no, I take that back. They don't actually have Alofipo because he's Samoan. I was about to say that he could kick the ball, but he plays for a whole different side. Now Filippo Bucayaro to take this line out. 20 seconds remaining in the half. The Fijians fire this one in. Nicely taken by Josefa Talatholo. Going off to the right-hand side. Kamaneli Rasaku showing off his quick stepping. He's got acceleration as well. Bumping off Ricardo James Duarte. 15 metres out from the line now for the Fijians. Filippo Bucayaro tries to go with the skip pass. Numbers available. Josefa Talatholo finds the offload of Mothin Othangi. And it's gone forward. And that will be the end of the half now, ladies and gentlemen. 5-0 in favour of South Africa. Go Fiji, says Joy, and come in the box, says Happy Face Man. They lead by 5. Although we have already seen Fiji twice throughout the 7th circuit come from 14 points down to go on and win a contest. So it would not be unheard of for Fiji to be able to do it again here. See whether or not they can get the job done. Anyone who is new to the channel, though, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are back tomorrow covering more of the Sevens. We know Argentina are through. They will be taking on the Irish in the first match of the semi-finals. The winner of this game will face the winner of Australia versus the USA. Blitzboks, says Helen. Go Fiji, says Joy in the box, says Matt. And there as well. And the super subs for these two sides, they will be so important. Timing when to bring them on. Vailawa already being put onto the field for Fiji shows that they are up against it a little bit here, feeling the pressure. But he is the type of player who can turn a game around instantly. But for the Blitzboks, that early injury of Kuinokia, how much has that affected the tactics? They're going for a lot of kicks in behind, and they haven't been going too badly at this stage. And Bulatosoviti says Avakish. And there as well, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well. 5-0 at the moment, heading into the second half. Advantage to South Africa, but the game is far from over, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, a spot on the line, go head-to-head with the Australian standout player so far throughout this half. I would have to say Ryan Oosterhuizen, he has been everywhere for the South Africans, as well as Zelvin Davids still playing that playmaker role very well for the Blitzboks. Then alongside that, the other man for the Fijians, on the other hand, who has been doing very well. I feel like we've seen a lot of Kimaneli Rasaku. We've also seen quite a bit of Josefa Talatholo, but unfortunately it's just that last pass for Fiji that hasn't found their hands and hasn't led to the try. Fiji needs to improve their gameplay, said Nardro. And are you covering the next game, says Sports Fan? We actually aren't for that one between the USA and Australia, but we will be over on a West Indies versus Australia Test match live stream, and we will be giving updates of what is happening over on that stream. In fact, what we will more than likely do is do the last 5 minutes of the cricket, and then we will cover it on that live stream. So be sure to pop in for that one as well. Go the All Blacks. There's Carver there. Some big sides missing out on the quarterfinals. New Zealand not there, Samoa not there, and also Great Britain missing out on the chance as well. Big kickoff there. Nicely claimed by Fiji. Filippo Bucayaro. They've got the man on the inside, and they do find a big strides from Josefa Talatholo. Selvin Davids tries to get the turnover, but he was on the man, not the ball. So Fiji early on in this half. Still in the dummy. Vailawa, the super sub, goes bang again. And that will give the lead now to the Fijians within 30 seconds of the second half getting underway. Fiji strike just like they do when they are down at halftime. Calm down, boys. Disciplinary box, says Helen Howe. And yeah, they really were extremely close to retaining their own kickoff there, the Blitzboks. It was a long kick, so it could have led to a great try-scoring opportunity, but they lost that chance when Fiji got that ball back, and then Vailawa selling a brilliant dummy, knew that the South African defence would be straying across, and Vailawa scoring the try early on here to give the Fijians the lead. That kick going over, I should mention. And Bulla says Simran there. and All Blacks are the biggest brand in rugby. Says good story, bro. And Tosaviti says Moape. Now 5.5 minutes remaining. Fiji are up by 2, but it is not enough up against such a dangerous clinical side in the Blitzboks. Kicked off, slapped back by Fiji for Loganamasi and brilliantly taken there by Vailawa, who now is going to back himself to find another offload to Loganamasi. Fiji 25 metres out from their try line. They've actually been forced back very well by this Blitzboks defence, having to join into these breakdowns. Loganamasi protects the ball, goes off to the left-hand side. They're looking for that line break that would create a try-scoring opportunity. Zane Davids, ruthless in the breakdown, and he wins the penalty for the Blitzboks, who take the tap quickly. Now Shilton Van Veek gets it off. Oh, he's gone down as well. Awkward landing for Shilton Van Veek. But luckily has made his way back to his feet. Machale going on the short side. Now straight through. It's going to be the young super sub of their own there. Tristan Lades scores the try for the Blitzboks, and they have now taken the lead back in this quarter final. It is going to be a seesaw one, ladies and gentlemen. Try after try. Tristan Lades just slices through the defensive line. Go Fiji says Otumlal. Hopefully I said that correctly. And also the Blitz Fiji says happy face. But the Blitzboks supporters in attendance in Perth were absolutely loving that try. Once again, it's going to be an important kick, but I believe it is straight out in front for Tristan Lades, who has got his own successful kick over. Now making the score 12 points to 7 in favour of South Africa. You have to wonder what kind of impact that has on the confidence here of the Fijians. Once again, though, they've been down by 14 points in the 7th circuit and has still managed to fight back. Selvin Davids to kick this one off for the Blitzboks. It has gone high and long. Nicely taken. Oh, he's been taken out in the air, and that is actually very lucky to not be a yellow card. Normally, oh, here we go. Yeah, it is going to be the yellow card. I was about to say normally playing the man in the air does lead to a yellow card. That is going to be the end of James Murphy for now for the Blitzboks. He has only recently made his way onto the field, but Fiji with a man advantage, this could be very dangerous for the Blitzboks, but also very dangerous for Nadalvalo, landing hard on that elbow. Luckily, we'll be able to continue in this match, but James Murphy sent to the bin for 2 minutes now. Fiji will want to make the absolute most of it, although sometimes when you have got a man advantage, you actually end up conceding because you get too overconfident. Time is off again. Ruben Keane just giving the South Africa front row a warning. See there that Brits has also made his way onto the field. One of the other debuts for the Sevens leg. A ball is fed in for the Fijians, standing strong. Filippo Bokearo cross to Rio Vailawa. Nice stepping there from Loganamasi, but he's taken down by Tristan Lades as well as Selvin Davids. Now Nodovalo fires it across to this left-hand side. Still 3 minutes on the clock for Fiji. They look in no hurry at the moment. Know that the opportunities will come if they just keep driving. Batitaringa trying to break through. Well defended by Brits. He was getting held into the breakdown. The referee noticed, so no penalty goes the way of the Fijians. Now this step, awkward way of taking out the legs from Zane Davids, but it proves effective. Go the block. Don't worry, you are fast and furious, but Fiji now trying to show just how fast and furious they can be. Placing the ball. Riri goes across to the right-hand side. Fiji cut almost through the middle. Another offload. Vailawa finds one again, and Riri in his debut tournament will score between the posts. Fiji now take the lead. This one has been a seesaw, almost more of a seesaw battle than we have seen in this Sevens competition in Perth. I've gone bright red. I think I'm still breathing, but currently this game's been back and forth. I have hardly had a chance to breathe. And yes, let's go. Here's Simramba. Riri goes through and scores the try for Fiji between the posts. So important to make it a nice easy kick, as the Fijians will now be ahead 14 points to 12. But anyone who is new to the channel, I should say, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have got plenty more Sevens action coming in the near future. If you do want to help support the channel, if you do want to see the games tomorrow as well that we are commentating, be be sure to hit that subscribe button. Biggest brand in rugby. Is that what you say when you haven't won anything big in 10 years and haven't been number one since when? Says Laban. I think the All Blacks, they were number one only, when was it? Only about a year ago? Something along those lines. But I think it's in terms of, like, they didn't mean it in an offensive way. They didn't want to start a fight. Of course, currently Springboks 2 times in a row world champions. Dricus du Plessis, middleweight champion in the UFC. Here comes Riri again. Can the Blitzboks become champions? That is the big question in Perth, and currently they are down by 2 up against the Fijians. Now Josefa Talatholo. Nice driving. Talatholo, American football style pass backwards. Great acceleration from Nodovalo, who drops the ball off behind, and the advantage is in favour of the Fijians, who are 22 metres out, and they are going back for the penalty. Oh wait, who said about the biggest brand in rugby? Someone earlier on said about the All Blacks being the most recognisable brand in rugby. That is a knock on there in favour of South Africa. Oh, why do you roll your R's like a Afrikaner? Says Duncan. It just happens, I guess. And come on, boys, another one. Says Helen and Tosa Vititoso. I fell out of bed because I got so excited, says Zimran there. And shall Fiji maintain and get another one, although they have now given the opportunity to South Africa to have the last attack of the day, and you can see how frustrated the Fijian players are. South Africa 10 metres out from their line. 30 seconds remaining for a spot in... That's the thing, this is a final, but they have to play as a quarter-final match between these two sides. It easily could have been the final in the Perth Sevens if the draw had been a bit more favourable to these two sides, but one thing's for sure, whoever faces the winner of this game, whether it being Australia or the USA, they're going to have their hands full. Hello again, my iced chocolate just arrived, says Remy. Ball is fed in. South Africa have got possession. Tristan Lades, pure pace from that youngster, and he is breaking through again. Logan Amassi puts in the big hit. Murphy back out there on the field for the Blitzboks. Can there be one last moment here for the South Africans? Big shot coming in. Fiji looking to get the turnover. They are on the halfway line now for South Africa. Ricardo James Duarte. We know how quick he can step. Logan Amassi went for the turnover and the breakdown, does not get it. Now going back to the left-hand side. James Murphy, inside ball. Doesn't decide to pass, and now offloads back to Sullivan Davids, who almost went through. Brits now, oh, he's been tackled hard. That was 2 massive players coming together. Logan Amassi has got back to his feet though. Ricardo James Duarte goes across to Sullivan Davids, tries the cross kick, risky tactic, but it finds the hands of Shilton van Wyk, who is just in the field of play. Fiji going for the counter ruck. They've got the ball. They run it out. I didn't think you were allowed to do that. I know you're allowed to kick the ball into touch. I didn't realize you are allowed to run it into touch. But that is now going to be the Fijians with the victory. The Blitzboks have been knocked out of Perth, and Fiji advance through to the next stage of the competition. But yeah, I remember a while ago, there was a player, I think it was for New Zealand, he ran the ball into touch. I think that they're saying because he was only a metre from the touchline, they're saying technically he could have gone short side and been pushed out. So that is why it is going to be the end of the game. But 14 points to 12, the Fijians get themselves the victory over the Blitzbok, and that is by far their biggest win in this competition so far, and it will give them momentum heading forward to their game up against either the USA or Australia. Tosa, well done Fiji. Springboks lose, says Glenn Woods. The Blitzboks, not the Springboks. Springboks 2 times in a row world champions, but the Blitzboks Sevens side have suffered the defeat, and Fiji facing adversity again, but a win is a win. Every game that they have faced off almost in this whole competition, other than their first game up against Samoa, they have been behind, and then they have come back to win. Fiji boys, says I can't say your name. I do apologise. Masuria, I think I can say your last name, but Yutamlal. It's not over till it's over, box, says Helen Howe, and it is now over. Full time has sounded 14 points to 12. Of course, the Blitzboks will be in action tomorrow. And respect to Michael Hooper, classic player, and a dreadful time for Australia, says Cool Story bro. But I should mention the next game that we are covering on the channel, ladies and gents, is actually going to be in the URC. That is the match between the Bulls as well as the Lions. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. Now we get to see USA versus Australia take place, but we are popping over to our other live stream, which we were already live for, the West Indies versus Australia. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. The semi-finals are taking place tomorrow, New Zealand time, and I will tell you the exact time of Fiji's semi-final just before we end up disappearing. The exact time of the final, it will be at 6:34 p.m. My auntie says you have a nice beard. Says Plum in there. Thank you. It's not nice though. It's really rough, to be honest. It needs a bit of work. 14 points to 12. Just going the way of the Flying Fijians. Pulling it off in the last moment. But yeah, 6:34 is when that next one is going to be starting, ladies and gentlemen. PM. But we have got the game beforehand. 1:50 a.m. for the match between the Bulls and the Lions as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.